Okay, what's going on, guys? How's everyone doing today? Yeah, it's a bit of a change of scenery today, so got me in the hot seat this morning. Just thought we'd try it up, change things up, just see how this goes. So we'll just wait for a few more people. What's up, Neil? Hope you're doing well, my man. Yo, Mo, you're gonna try to do me dirty like that, my man? Okay, guys, just let me know if you can hear everything clearly, nice and clear. Going long on USD ZAR. We can definitely check that out for a second in you, Neil. Okay, guys, I think just while we start off, I think let's just go through news today. Let's just see what we can run through. Yeah, so okay, see if we can just see what we're looking at for the day. So it looks like, yeah, there isn't too much news. We're gonna have some clear sailing for the day. CNR, that came out already. Euro, some yellow folders. Yeah, so USD, we got some news at 2:30 and 4 o'clock, but I don't think these are things that are going to be too detrimental for the day, so we'll just take it as it comes. But until then, yeah, it looks like we got some nice clear sailing for everything. So I think let's just start off with the day with the dollar index. So when we look at the dollar today, as you guys will also see, we got a bit of a chart change, so you guys can finally see my markets and what I'm looking at. So still on the week, I was bullish for the week. If you look here on weekly, we did close up pretty nicely. We did take the highs of the previous week, and we are, what is that? I don't know. So we'll have a look at that just now. But yeah, weekly is there. So if you can see, I have a key level marked out over here. We've got clean rejection, 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 support, 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 rejection. There we had our breakaway code support again. So yeah, we are trading above the pivot now, but again, yeah, was bullish, but the day, funny enough, I am bearish. I do see this weekly key level holding as support or resistance in this case. So we could come all the way down to the R1 today, which I think would be a nice closure. But again, that could be a very big move. So we'll just take it as it goes. The big thing is we didn't take out the high of yesterday. So let's just keep note of that. But we have all this massive bullish engulfing to go close up with. So for now, if we look at it, we are trading back to the daily pivot. One thing you guys will note is I am more on the 15 minutes, so if later on you guys want, I can drop down to the 5 for you guys, but for now we'll just take it as I go. You guys will have a bit more of an insight into how I do things. 80 is turning bearish, as we can see that we are trading with our EMAs are going to be crossing over any minute, so we'll keep an eye on that. We go over to gold, the baby for the day. Let's just take out these from yesterday. So going back to the day, again, we got another weekly key level. So if you see, yeah, the week I was bearish, today I am bullish, obviously the counterpart of the dollar, so it literally should be opposites if everything goes well. For those that don't know, if we looked at the numbers yesterday for the news that came out, that was actually very, very good news, in the sense that, for example, with inflation and all the rates that have been coming out, that's just been making the markets very hard and very unpredictable. But with the news results that came out, just for future, so you guys can know, the market should be respecting our technical analysis a lot better moving forward. So yesterday, that was actually very, very beneficial for the long run. Now, if you look here, so with gold, we have been in that bearish momentum. So we had our highs, lower lows, lower high, lower low. Yeah, we started changing already. You can see we broke the previous high. We came back down and made a new low. But the problem was when we came back up, yeah, this is where that switch came in. We changed out. Let me just bring it in even closer for you guys. So we hit this key level. You can see how the candles were closing on that point, very, very close to it. So none of these would have been confirmations as a clean breakaway. We closed, you can see all these nice long wick rejections. We came back down, but again, we never made a lower low. So if you see this zone I marked out over here, if you had to pull this to the side, you can see all this wick rejection. It keeps on picking up in the past. So that is literally perfect for how we would want this. But if we move over again, so now that we did that, this can be our flip zone. I think we mentioned it on Wednesday. You could have been looking for that. So I think there was Wednesday. Yeah, we were talking about that. So again, for me, technically, you had that big bearish push. The fact, yes, you could be bullish now, and again, this daily key level can be the rejection to come down again. But personally, I am seeing the swap over now with the dollar and with gold. So if gold today, if we can start getting a nice closure above this area, I will start looking to go long for the rest of the week coming next week. So gold we'll keep an eye on for today. But again, I don't think there will be any massive moves. If we go over to it, we'll just see. So you guys can also see it's a little bit different, but how I mark out my Asia lows and Asia highs. Chris obviously has the kill zone, I think it's called, but I will take my low point. So we'll take there where that first candle closed with a bit of the wicks, and we'll take the top side here and we'll go to where 6 o'clock was. So 6 was there. So I'm going to take it basically on that R1, and we'll go to the top of those candle wicks. Just draw nicely across there. And there we go. That will be my Asia highs, my Asia lows. So we can just switch that off for now quickly. So as you can see, like I said, we are starting to show that push to the side. We have also turned bullish on the AD. So again, these are all looking nice and nice for what we want for the day. What I would even look for now is, let's just see on the 4 hour. Yeah, so we are moving back to that pivot. So I think possibly if we get lucky, if we come down here, let's actually set it alert. We could look at possibly going long from Asia highs if we can find some support there. So we'll keep an eye on that one. On EJ, let's go over to the day again, work our way down. So with EJ, you can see a little 4 hour support there. Let's move it over. Yeah, sorry, it's a bit up and down. This obviously, it's a bit weird when you're on your own setup, getting a bit used to the mouse here. So I am bearish on the week and bearish for the day. Now, if you look here, we had that again, weekly pivot. These things are magical, aren't they? So we pushed off it, we came all the way down. Big thing is, yeah, we had a strong 4 hour support zone. If we go over to the 4 hour, you can see it nice and clear what I'm talking about. Look at all this rejection and candle closure. Very, very, very detrimental. So the big thing is, look at this. We close below, but lots of wick rejection. Okay, the whole time we basically just closed, wick rejection, we came back up, wick rejection on the support. But yesterday we had this strong engulfing candle right here, a deep closure. So either today it can come back up even to the pivot and continue this move down, or if we go back above the weekly pivot, I'd probably look at going long. But for now, sorry guys, I will probably be looking and sticking to my bearish outlook on this. So that is just my outlook on EJ. When we go over to GJ, let's do the same thing. We can come over here quickly. It's just more comfy than yours. It definitely is. I think I need to invest in one of these for myself. We'll just run through the chat quickly before I continue. cool. Yeah, no, but that's perfect. So EJ, you'll see I have the same outlook. Reason I have this is the yen is actually finding strength in this point in time. So the yen markets are really going to be coming back in. They want to fight, they had to play, so they aren't going to be a walkover. So again, when we look at our weekly, yes, we were bearish, but you can see this. So again, one thing for me is, while I talk about this, is it is really holding this weekly res. So when you look here on the weekly, again, there's a lot of data that goes in, but it does show you the bigger outlook. We want to look at the bigger picture of what's going to happen for the week. So we had the strong right push right back down. We came back up, retest, right back down. So almost, what's this, 1 2 3 4 weeks we retested that area and we failed to break above. Now we are finally starting to push back down. So when we go over to the daily, let's just see here for you guys. Are you using for the resistance levels and support? So that is the pivot. So when you look here, or let's just go, we can actually look here on the day, that's fine. So the weekly support and weekly res, those are marked out on the 4 hour. So when you go over, you'll see there's a S1. I manually mark it out myself as the weekly support. There's R1, I'll mark that out myself. And then your pivot, mark that out for myself. So the indicators for resistance levels and support, that is on the pivot system. My key levels are marked out based off my daily and my weekly. So for example, I'll say the daily key level, I'll mark it out there, which you guys can see. I like taking candle closures, but obviously there will also be lots of wick rejection on them, as you can see there. So it's I think you take that over time, it's a bit of experience, but you will find that sweet spot as you go on. And obviously your weekly key levels are big ones, but again, that takes a lot of time to get to those points. So moving back down, let's go to the 4 hour again. Let's clear that up there quickly. So when we go over here, we'll see now we are retesting the daily highs. So you could look at something here, but because the R1 is so close, as you can see, we slowly are starting to flip. There is a little bit of leveling out there in the 80. Okay, guys? So I don't know if you can see that. Let me just bring it up a bit. Oh, there we go. You guys can see how it's kind of starting to level out a bit there now. So that is starting to back what we want to say. So again, let's just go over to the daily. I want to look at that there. So you have this big bearish engulfing. If you look at that, so if we want to sell off, key thing, we didn't take the lows. I want you guys to state that we didn't take the lows. There's the low of the other day, big right there. We haven't taken that out yet. So we have gone up to fill this candle. We don't want to take it out, we just want to fill it. So the fact the pivot is there, that is beautiful. We love that. And the pivot again is right there. So I'd look at this R1 as a possible shorting option. So let's actually just put a note there. We can look at that as well. That will be my buy. So I will be looking to go short on GJ today. We had some nice big moves, but again, like I said, the yen is here to play. It isn't going anywhere, guys, so don't be scared of it. Let's go over here. Let's just clear this out again from yesterday. Same thing, we're going to start the day and work down. Okay, so funny enough, if I'm correct, this one I think actually went against me. Yeah, no, it was right. Weekly bearish, daily bullish. So for the day, we are still very, very bearish. We have missed majority of the move. I don't think you'll catch anything crazy here today, but let's also remember we are here at the S1. So when I look at the 80, our 80 is basically at like break even. It's busy fighting to decide where it wants to go, so we'll just keep that one in mind. But again, let's go over here. So we had our support and this thing's just carrying on. So when you look at it, same thing, we're making our lower lows, lower highs, lower lows, lower highs, lower lows. So we could possibly look to come up here. Funny enough, I would rather look at just these candle closures here. As you can see, we get a lot of reaction there. So let's just go down. Let's see if we can look here. So on the 4 hour, we have our weekly pivot. There we go. So if you guys don't know, the reason I started backtesting and using these pivots was purely because every time I looked or I noted something, I would go over and see there was a flippin' pivot there. So we'll go over and mark this as our weekly pivot, guys. Will be a great point. So as I was going to say, we go to the daily, let's see if it lined up. A little bit higher than what we wanted, but a very, very close area. So let's go back down again. We could look to find some support or resistance there. So whether we can break this area and get a nice close above, we could look to go long. But again, at this point in time, if we go quickly back over to the dollar, I'm pretty sure I said I was bullish for the day. No, I was bearish for the day. Oh, yes. So, I'm back with you guys now. So let's go back over. So, we don't want to take too many risks, but I like linking my things up. I like things to work together, to have that corresponding. So, obviously, I know if yen in general is being shorted, I don't want to be going long on it. Where the dollar, if the dollar's bearish, then if I'm trading EU, GU, if I know the dollar's coming down, I want to be on the long side of it. You don't want to be trading, for example, with it. So I'm not going to go bearish if I know the dollar is getting weak at the same time. If the dollar's getting weaker, the pound's getting stronger, it just makes sense. Try and simplify it for yourself, guys. So again, if we're at this pivot level, if we could actually get a closure above this, let's bring it up here so you guys can see the 80. There you can see the 80 is very, very bullish, having a bit of a sharp turnaround, but again, that's why we'll wait for some confirmations. EAs have crossed over as well, so we'll keep an eye on that one. I just want to go back again to the 4 hour, and you'll see, guys, with my strategy, there's a lot of candle confirmation and different time frames. You got to keep flipping back and forth till you see exactly what you want to see. So for example, let's just go again back to the daily. You see how we are bullish again, keeping in mind we didn't take out that low, but the difference this time, we are sitting at a support level. So with the support level, it can be the area where this flips. Momentum is going to change and we're going to go up. If you look, we are trading again below the 200 EMA. That's quite a big one. But again, if we have to fill this. So there can be that chance of going up. We go back down to the 15, like we said, there is the pivot here right now. So what I'm going to do is I'll set an alert about there. So basically what I would like to see on the 15, I'd like to see a nice big push up, and I'd actually like to see almost a bit of a bearish engulfing back down to this point. Maybe a smaller candle just to show that support is holding, and then on that I will re-enter for the push above. So in doing so, we're going to want something almost like this, just to simplify it for you guys. Back down, a little bit of a hold, and then ride it all the way up. Okay, so that's what we'll be looking for with GU then. Our alerts are set. US 30. Okay guys, this was a beautiful one. Now you're actually on my charts, you can see this, how clearly this marked out. So I've been talking about this zone the whole week for you guys, and this is what I said to Chris, is when you range in, the market is always going to have a breakout, and that's where you're either going to sit and you're going to benefit and make bags. You'll probably hit your weekly targets as I did yesterday, or you're going to get hurt very, very bad. So going over to it, we kept talking about that zone. Now if you see okay, weekly support marked out, we held here for a few times. Let's even go to the week, you can see it nice and clear. Look at that. Okay, on a week, remember guys, this is a weekly candle, so there's a lot of information that goes into this one candle. A lot of times it could have been a retest for hours, but look at those wicks. That is beautiful. That's what we want to see all day, every day. So we changed momentum and we started pushing back up. So now we're going to go back to our daily, and you can see this, we are starting to form that beautiful market. Look at this. Okay, higher highs, higher lows. Now we want that higher high. Now something you guys will see on markout, I actually like doing this on gold, and I like doing it on my US study as well. So we'll go over to the 15. I'm going to show you guys something that's called a day count. While I got you guys here, it is Friday. Since we're not having a special guest today, I actually forgot to mention that to you guys. We decided yesterday, Garen is a very, very, very good trader. He's got a lot of information, a lot of stories to share and actually benefit you guys. So we did decide to move him over. So we'll be bringing him in as a special edition next week. We're going to decide on a day, but it probably won't be Friday. It's going to be maybe like a midweek day. just to bring in that little spice, get us excited, get us through the week. So he'll be coming in then. So we'll keep you guys updated on that one with the socials, so just keep a lookout. But again, as a little tip for you guys for the Friday, we'll show you this day count. We'll drop a little bomb here for you guys. So let's go over here. So this indicator is Sonar Lab session. So shows me, obviously, for you guys to break down there quickly, the red blocks is Asia session. This is all Asia session. Then you have your crossovers into London. The gold is New York and the crossover. Okay, so like Chris has his 15-minute shuffle. In the moves, your crossovers is where majority of the volume is going to come in. Okay guys, just keep with me. We're going to move quite fast here. That's where your volume is going to come in. So most of the time, like Chris, you'll leave that first 15 minutes. Then you're going to wait again, see what happens. Okay, we retested the Asia high. If it holds, you're going to sell off, because once you've tested the high, you need to go down and test the low. Look what happens. You came down perfectly. We retested the weekly pivot, went back up, held by EMAs, came down, and there, as you can see, we retested Asia lows. Now what happens? You've tested lows, you need to go test the highs. If it breaks, so let's work here. If it breaks, it's going to go. If it holds support, we're going to go back to the top. Very, very simple. So as you can see, we didn't break. We held support. You would have waited here. Like I mentioned to you earlier, what we're going to wait for in GU. We're going to want that bearish engulfing. Show me that there's support. There's my first bullish candle. I would have entered. There you go. And there she takes off. Again, remember, technically at this point, so if the markets are live, this blue block would have been here, because technically that is still the high of London session. There we would have broken through, and now in the crossover, as mentioned, where the volume's going to come in, you would have got that big spike. So that's just a quick tip on the Sonar Lab session. But as you'll see, there is day counts. So what we're going to do is, we're on Friday, so let's just go, let me just get that out the way, I can't see. Yeah, so here is Friday, Monday. So on Monday, yeah, what I like to do is I would go and mark out my previous week's high point, which as you can see, that was the high of the week. So if anything, you could go, yeah, let's mark that out. And yeah, where is Friday? Or there's Thursday. So let's just put it there quickly. We can go down, mark out the low. So as you can see, first thing, we moved away. We didn't go to the low, we found support. Okay, so already now you can take that away. We know we're not retesting the low. What's going to happen? We are going to go retest the high. This is just a bigger version of what I showed you in the Asia sessions. So if you're a swing trader, this is something you guys can look at, go back test it. It works very, very often. So you can get rid of that. And as what happened, that was the point there, you guys can see. We came yesterday, we smashed it. So you wouldn't be surprised if I had to show you now. Let's just mark this out for interest sake, okay? Let's take there, that's the high point. There we go. There's the candle closures on that side, so that's beautiful. We're going to take this back and do this. I'm going to set an alert here for you guys, okay? Let's see, and I'll update you guys on the Discord. If this block comes back here to retest here today, we can get a possible nice long all the way up to the previous other high. And again, there's your R1. So I think this can be a very nice thing to look out for, guys. So as I marked out the other one, I'm going to show you how I did that. And this is basically it. So we'll go close below, sell, close above, buy. We're going to keep it very, very simple for you guys. Again, a lot of people, I'm a firm believer, you overcomplicate the markets. So we look there, okay, simple, close below, sell, close above, buy. When I talk about that, we'll probably look at a 15-minute candle. So let's see how this works out. There is a bit of a gap there, as you guys can see, a bit of a jump. But look how that actually tested there, perfectly on this block. As you've come down, you can see all the closures and retest there. So we're going to wait for this today. This would be a very, very nice one. But going back down now to just run through that trade of yesterday that I wanted to show you guys. So remember, I kept mentioning this block to you guys. This was the same thing, so it was dragged across all the way here. You guys can see, look at that, whole week we spoke about this zone. Whole week rejected it. We got fake outs, came back. Now, what we always say with support and resistance, We want breaks, clean breaks, and retests. Yeah, this is what I said to Chris. Perfect retest. If you guys remember, this is where we were looking at going short yesterday. And I said to you guys, if it closed below, we will go short. If it shows support and closes back above, we are going to go long. Now again, this is where the pivots came in, which got very interesting, guys. How it always worked out. I always say to people, what I love about trading is you can look at it in so many different ways, but you'll still see the same thing at the end of the day. So I do my support and resistance, Chris uses pivots, but look how they're always there around each other. Very, very interesting, but kind of fun at the same time. So look here, we retested, closed above. We retested the zone spot on. And again, guys, this wasn't changed. You can go on the Discord. I drew this up, I think Monday for you guys. Monday, Tuesday, I marked out this area for you guys. We retested it, broke above, retested the pivot, and there she went. This was a flippin' triathlon athlete. She just ran the whole day. Look at that. Like, that was a beautiful trade. So again, guys, it's little ways you got to how I break down those zones. We can actually take it away now. It did its purpose, it did its job. So today we'll be looking at something very, very similar again here today. You can see all the little bit of reaction, and when we were back on the higher time frames, you saw where this zone is coming from. Okay, so I am looking to go long on US 30. Again, a lot of people, you can like say, want that break. So a lot of people can get faked out, and that's where we wait for closure, the confirmation. Let's just remember that confirmation, guys. Don't try to jump the gun. What I used to do was, the minute I tap this point, I'd want to buy. Don't do that. It's a zone. This thing could go all the way till there and pull back. Wait for the candle closure, wait for confirmations. Okay, back to NAS, then we're done, and then I can run through any markets you guys want me to run through. Just a quick one, let's go over. Oh, appreciate it, guys, appreciate it. So NAS, let's go over here quickly. The day, I actually don't really trade NAS. I don't think I had a bias on it, but I do remember I marked this out a while ago in the week for you guys. So let's just actually break this down live right now with you guys. As I said, I don't really trade NAS. I am more US 30, so we'll just work through this one right here together. So we can already see a nice bullish push. This market's bullish. Keep in mind, this is weekly. This is very, very big. We did have a slight crossover a few weeks ago in the AD. So when you guys see down there, we did change over, but we are slowly starting to push back up. Again, this is weekly. So same thing I always say with EAs, and I do believe it. You can't judge your whole bias off of one thing, because to a point they are delayed. They're not going to catch the market. As people want to say, if you want that sniper entry, you're not going to get it that way. You got to be using those confluences. You got to be using your strategy to catch it at the point. You need to get it when it's still juicy and hot. Okay, so coming back down on the daily, we came down, we found the support area. Let's just look at that. Okay, we broke, retest, made our new highs, couldn't make a new high. We came back down and we made a new low. But again, back here with the high, we found the pivot. So on the pivot, yeah, we came down, we failed to make a low low. So this is showing you again on the daily. Let's just move. The 80 is bullish. So already now, I'm already telling you guys I want to go long, but we're going to break this down for you. Okay, so already now 80 and daily are working together. So if you guys can notice, let's look at that point where I marked out the BOS. So for those that don't know, we're talking of a break of structure. We changed around, we try and go in bearish again. We found this pivot area and the weekly pivot. So there's quite a bit of movement here. Keep in mind, this is days. So that is 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 days. We were kind of in the same zone. Now we've broken back above. We just got a clean retest and we got up. So either today could close something very, very similar to that, or this can be the day we're going to turn around and break above. I think it would be nice, that I am biased. My bias for US 30 is bullish, so they can work hand in hand. Keep in mind that it's not necessarily the case every time. They can get interesting. So I would like probably a bit of a wick fall, let's say down to this area. So already, let's just do something like that. let's go down to the 4 hour. Okay, 4 hour, there we go. We can start seeing some candles. There we go. So what I like, we want those candle closures. We can even bring this one up a little bit more. Okay, there we go. So break it down over. Let's move to the side. Oh boy, there we go. Let's just fix that one up quickly. We can take it across. We can see all that reaction. Okay, so candle closure, we got candle closure there. On the top of that one, wick rejection, candle closure just a little bit off, wick rejection there, a bit of a deep wick rejection. Beautiful, and beautiful again. So we can see we are finding a lot of support and resistance in that area. So what can happen, this is on a 4 hour, so that would be a bit of a deep pullback. But again, what we can even mark out, and let's do this over here, it's a clear zone there. So let's call this here our 4 hour highs. Okay, so let's go 4H highs. And the reason we're just saying it's the highs is obviously the most previous high point before we had a pullback. This is our next high area. So literally where we are now, funny enough. So again, when we start looking at this, we can see again was some nice movement. Again, guys, we want to start breaking these things down. Like everything, you want to work your way down from the top down analysis to the T. So let's turn over now that we're on the smaller ones. This is why we always say, guys, you should be getting your buys for the day from the higher time frames, a weekly, daily, 4 hour. And when you come to the lower time frames, that's already where you should have your idea. You should want to know what you want to do, what you want to look for. The whole point of coming here now, I'm just trying to find out where I want to execute, where and when. So that is all we're doing now. So now when we're on the 15, this is pretty close. We got a 4 hour high, but we got a daily pivot here. If you look at the AD again, let's bring it back up for you guys. You can see it is, it's a bit off there, but you can see it's very bullish still. Trying to have some momentum to come down, but it is still very bullish. So again, candle confirmations. At this point in time, we are below the 4 hour highs. So either we could look at coming all the way down, and why is it not drawing? There we go. We can come all the way down, find some type of support here, even something like this, almost a little bit of a fake out, and continue up, find support on the highs and go all the way up. Or this literally can be a bit of a fake out, come back up and continue up. So literally this is what we're going to want to wait for. Again, all about candle confirmation, guys. So what we can do is let's set a reminder at the pivot, and let's set a reminder about there. Let's even actually make it for, yeah, let's go for 90. Let's have a nice round number there. Okay, so let's mark it there just so we know we are starting to push back above. So basically there, guys, we're going to be looking to go long on all those markets. So let me know, is there something you guys want to look at? Is there a market you guys want to break down? And we can work our way through that. Let's just go over here. Yeah, so as we know, obviously London session has opened and has been already moving. So with currency pairs, we always talk about, we like that London shuffle and we like trading the open where the initial volume and push comes in. As you can see here, so already, guys, something funny enough, like I said, I am bullish for the day. Again, there's key levels here, and remember I spoke about Asia highs. Look there, the Asia highs basically the same as key level. So if we could even break above it, we can start looking again for support and continue up. But again, let's look down there. You had your initial lows. So what can also happen, and this is something again I've spoken about before, but on gold, there's a lot of times it respects the low or the highs. So let's see if we can find an example for you guys live here. That one's pretty close, but not what I'm looking for to show you. There we go. Okay, you see how it came up, and again weekly pivots right there as well. So we can find support. We failed to go back down to retest those lows. We came back up and we held that same support area. Okay, came back down. There you can see we started making a little bit of waves. I'm guessing that is 230, so probably some bit of news, had a bit of a spike there, came down, we finally got the low. But again, once that low is there, you're going to come get that high. But a lot of the time, if you are respecting an area, it's going to come back down. So what you will see, the push basically came lower and lower. What we wouldn't have liked to see is if we were pushing, but we were pushing like this, higher and higher, it can break above. It's just seen it happen too many times. So again, with today, let's go over. If we start holding this area and we keep making it higher, that is perfect. That's what we want to see, because we're going to get that break above. So if the market starts doing something like this, we'll probably eventually see that big push above and go. But if the market starts doing something, let's say like this, you're going to start seeing that big sell-off. So again, there's that whole thing of reacting to the market and just taking it as it goes. What's your view on Euro AUD? So let's have a look at it for you. Euro AUD. Why is it coming up? Oh, no, that's fine. I was so confused there why it's coming up with that. Oh, and let's have a look for you guys. So, I can't remember when last I traded this, that I actually still have indicators on it at the moment. Okay guys, so let's break it down for you. Same thing we did the whole time. Let's go weekly. So weekly, we've got a very, very, very bearish candle. You can see how big this, what is this over here? I have no clue what that is, guys, so we are just going to avoid that for now. Let's work through this here. So I think that would be another area, but we're not going to look at that now for a week, so let's take that away. Yeah, I'm just trying to see what this yellow candle was that I marked out for you guys. I think it probably was just a support and resistance area. Yeah, we'll look. We'll go down to the lower time frames. So yeah, we obviously have a very, very, very big bearish weekly candle here. So we definitely know where the trend is. Let's go 80. Your 80, funny enough, is actually bullish. So that's very interesting. But now looking over to it, on the daily, you do have a massive candle. So you can go retest that now. So I think even if I do look at this yellow one, we can even actually change it a little bit. We got some candle closures there. Rejection. Yeah, let's have that over there. So we can see there was a nice break above, closed, hold it as resistance. That one's a bit of a fake out. Resistance, break above, came big down again, held resistance, came down, break above. So this has actually been a very interesting area, but messy, but interesting. So let's go down to the 4 hour. I think what I'd like to see, so the problem I have here is this break below. You can see it does it a few times. It's almost ranging in this area. So let's actually go to the day. Yeah, so let's look here. If we do this, you can almost form like a bit of a box here, guys. Look at that. Okay. So at this point, not only is there a lot of reaction, but there is a lot of ranging happening in this period. So you have a little bit of a breakout to the top, which tested the R1. Now we came back down to the pivot. So the support is there. So let's just get rid of this again now. So let's go back down. I do believe you have a lot of that bearish candle to go up and get. So you could definitely look at buys. What I would like for you to see is already see how on the S2 you started slow momentum down, but then it actually found that as resistance and came back down. So what I would say is if you get a nice closure like this now, I'd possibly say you can go look to go long, because look at that there on the daily support, and your 80 is starting to change over. So what we can do is, if this could pull back down to this 1649, let's make it 920. Well, 21 is fine, that's close enough. So if this could pull back down there, otherwise let's look here again. Nice support and resistance, breakaway, you have a nice change of structure. So if you can start clearing this area, you can try and find support here. So wait to come down, hold the support, and you could ride it back up. I'd even say to the pivot. So that is definitely, I would say, bullish. And again, the big thing that's pushing me for bullish is that weekly candle. That is massive, guys. That is stupid big. So you got to go full sum of this at least. So that's on a day. So I would like to say, if you look where that pivot is, you're still being very conservative. So I think that is very, very realistic. The safest option, as I say, I wouldn't like a pullback till there, but looking at the strength and how the market is moving, with the euro going up, I definitely would think that would be a nice area for you. So you can basically find support over here in the structure and ride it back up. So I hope that one helps. Let's see what was ours. Morning guys. What's up, Keys? I hope you're good. Can you do CAD, JPY, and oil? Appreciate it, brother. So let's do CAD, JPY. I'm going to give you a heads up though. We definitely can go through oil, but it is something I have never traded. I've actually never even looked at it. So I will give you a heads up on that one already, but we will definitely still try run through it for you, my man. Oh, this is looking beautiful. Okay, so weekly on CAD, JPY. So we already can see we're at the R1. So let's just try and zoom out here. Again, some old charts when I still used to trade these pairs, but we're not close to that anymore, so we can definitely get rid of that. Sorry guys. So looking at this, we do have a nice strong push. Again, what I like to see on this week, we came back, we tested the almost lows of last week in line with the candle closures, and we've pushed very, very strong above this. So I really like this. At this point in time, we are at the highs. So let's just actually mark that out, Joe. We can put it as like a previous weekly high area. I don't know why that wanted to do that. Let's go there. There we go. And let's just go previous high, just so we can keep this in mind, because that, guys, previous highs are always, let's even put there weekly. It's obviously something to keep in mind. Again, the fact that it happened on a weekly candle shows you how strong that area is. When you go over, it's the same thing. Look at that. So I think even the fact, actually, let's change this. Let's not even make that a previous weekly high. Let's just go weekly key level in general. So, because look at that. Look at all this beautiful momentum you guys have going around here. So look at that. You got two candle closures perfectly. You had a bit of a dirty retest of resistance. There's spot on again. That one fell short. You had a perfect one there. Next one fell short. And now you basically at that area again. So again, I don't think this candle, you've had already 1, 2, 3, 4 very nice sized bullish engulfing candles. So let's just see what happens when you get there. I think let's keep that one in mind. So again, there can be a possibility, keeping in mind, let's just look at the daily here. You did come down already, so you aren't getting close to the daily lows. There is no top wick, so we have a bottom wick already, but your top wick is very, very small. So going on to the 4 hours, see, look at this. Here we go. See how these things keep falling in line together? Let's mark that out for you. Let's go there. So we're going to go, there is your 4 hour or weekly resistance. So that is from the pivots indicator, guys. Remember we ran through that earlier. So weekly res is right there. So again, you can actually see, a thing that I like to see is when you have these points, key levels, weekly res, weekly support, you want to pay attention to the candles, guys. Pay attention to them. Break it down. Make it very, very simple for yourself. You can see that candle closed below. Look at that, okay? Very below. So it rejected. Already now we are opening up right next to it, okay? So what can happen now is this candle can just maybe take a wick. It can even just take out the wick of this one and start turning around. So let's just drop down. Let's even see the 1 hour, how that's looking. Okay, there we go. You see, so 1 hour, we've already now got a bearish candle, so that's already a sign that momentum is starting to flip. So again, if you want to try and beat the gun, you could enter, I'd say maybe halfway of this candle, so you'd be able to do something like that. Let's not go that big. So I even say there, like we just put in an area out there for you guys, because what I like to do is we're trying to say, if you want to take that out, you're going to take it out. Maybe something about there. You're still only like halfway. You want to be conservative, but at the same time, you want to try and push the maximum of your reward. So find a point where if it breaks this, cut it short very quickly, because if it breaks this, the trade's invalidated and it would go up. So that's if you're feeling frisky and you'd want to, but I would rather wait for it to possibly get close to wicking this area, go down to the lower time frames. So you can see what I was talking about now. If I want to sell, you've got a weekly key level. The more and more the trade's actually looking very, very beautiful. I probably would even take it myself. You had that strong push, all right? You had a very, very strong push. Big bearish, almost engulfing the other one, just fell a bit short. Then you've come back for a retest, nice weak rejection, and there you starting again. So I definitely think you could go short off of this area here, and the 15. Let's take a look. Your pivot is there. So even, yeah, you've got your daily resistance. You see how more and more these things are falling into place together? So honestly, this is a trade. You could do something like this. You could even put it maybe even just above there if you really want to be conservative. But let's even say like a 10 pip, because of just how strong this area should be. The minute it breaks away, what we've seen over the past and other areas of resistance, if this thing breaks, I mean, we're looking around that area. So if this thing breaks even slightly above there, you can see all this momentum here. If this thing clears even here, the trade's invalidated, if that makes sense. So the fact our stop loss is up here, you'd be pretty safe. But when you come down, let's even just look where Asia open was. Literally all the way down there. So like I was telling you guys about setting there, and now daily resistance, you could aim for the daily pivot. So you could either go all the way down here and aim for Asia lows, or you could aim for the daily pivot and just hold out that a little bit more if you want to. Already something like that would look like a beautiful 1 to 4. So that is something I'd possibly look at if it was me. But it does look like a very, very good trade. So keep an eye though. Like I said, you're either going to break away the candles, and that's the thing where we talk about the bots as well. A bot will always only know how to work a range, and then it will only know how to work a breakout market. This, at this point in time, is technically breaking out. If you look at that, you are at weekly resistance, but again, you have broken away from the range. See what I mean? You were ranging there for how long? Keep in mind, these are days. You could find something like this. Look at that. For days you were ranging there. Now you're finally breaking away and you're finding support. So again, guys, don't try to jump the gun. Just try and break it down. Look for those entry models that you have and take it like that. But I definitely think a short on that would be the best option for today. And then oil. Let's see how this one goes. Quick one, guys. Again, like I said, I haven't even looked at this before. So which is the actual oil one? Like, which one would it be under? I don't know. Chrissy. Okay, either if one of you guys can answer there, or we'll see if Chris can answer. Which one is oil? We're holding out here, guys. We're just waiting for an answer on this one so I can break it down for you. Okay, guys, Chris is going to send it to me now, so we'll see what it is. Oil Brent. Okay, well, we want to go oil USD. Okay, well, we are going to look at this one. So oil USD, just let me know then, Ricochet, if this is the right one you want to look at, or otherwise I'm going to go to that oil Brent one. Just let me know then. So again, let's go weekly. Let's see what is here. Okay, this market has quite a bit of volume. So let's just break this down. What are we looking at? You're spot on there, mate. Okay, perfect. So let's get to work. So we are in a bit of a push. Let's just say already, yeah, we are, yeah, so we are bullish. We've started changing a bit of momentum, but we are starting to almost level out and flatline. So let's go back to the daily now. There we go. Okay, there we go. We're starting to find some momentum. We had a gap there, so we did come down, close up that gap already from what I can see, and there we are starting a nice bullish trend. Okay, so what I am seeing here at the R1, so the top of my head looking at this, let's just see what 80 is doing. I don't think 80 doesn't seem to be working, so 80 is not at the party for this one. We are by ourselves, guys. So let's go over here. You again, nice strong bullish candle. Yo, no bottom wick, no top wick. You don't see that every day. So very, very interesting. We can come halfway down, and again, that is basically there by the R2. So let's just drop down. Yeah, we're gonna find lots of resistance here, guys. Okay, so oil USD correct. Okay, perfect, guys. Let's change over. So let's see. We do have a very, very strong momentum. You can't deny which way this market's going, guys. Like, look at that, just straight. Like, okay, can't deny that. We know where the trend is, and certain markets, pairs like this, something I would never, like, I've never traded it, never done anything. Go to stick to the trend. The trend is your friend. You can't get hurt that way. You're safer in numbers. All right, so let's drop down again to the 1 hour. You're starting to see that little bit of a pullback. Let's use sessions again. This is my method. It's how I trade. So even though it's a pair I've never done again, we're going to stick to what we do, what we know, and we take it from there. So what I would like to see is, again, you have your R2s here, and that happens. So London or Asia session does look like there isn't actually a lot of volume that comes in the Asia session, funny enough, just from what I can see off the top of my head. So already now London is starting to show off. Now again, guys, this is literally an example of what I was talking about last time. You can see there how it's starting to respect the Asia lows. So what you could even look at is, let's draw a quick area from Asia lows. You can see we are there, and there's almost a lot of candle reaction over there. Okay, yeah, so from that point onwards, we can change over and start getting that candle reaction. So you can see candle closure, a lot of reaction at the bottom there. So already now we have that area marked out for us. I just want to jump back again to the 4 hour. I want to see what the 4 hour looks like over there on that area. So again, we got some candle closure. Again, this could possibly be modified, but me personally, if it is a pair I've never done, I don't know how the market moves, I don't do things like that, I would be conservative. Now we are getting interesting. So when we're on the 15-minute, we can see we have the daily pivot here, guys. Okay, daily pivot. Let's actually just look where the weekly support and resistance is. So weekly res is quite far away. The next one could be a possible target though. So let's do that. Let's mark this one out, because again, trend is our friend. We want to go long. So let's go weekly res. Okay, it is number 3, but again, trend is our friend, so that's what we want to stick to. So now that we know that, I just see it's more of an option, and again, safer way to go up then come down. So look here, this block is there, and in the block we've got the pivot here. So what I would love to see is you either can hold this area like it is holding Asia lows, or come down on that pivot, get a nice closure above that block again, and start riding it up. So probably for me, that would be my best area. Like that is what I would look for on this market for you guys today. You already have had a nice pullback. Let's just, even for fun, I'm pulling things left, right, and center. Yeah, let's move that back a bit. Yeah, so like again, the whole thing is you had all this momentum, you've had a nice little bit of a pullback here. It would almost be perfect. I don't think this would line up to anything, but let's just double check to make sure. Yeah, you're trading at the 26. So to me, that wouldn't mean anything right now, but again, you're just trying to look for extra confluencies to help with our trade again, since this isn't a norm for us. But yeah, can't remember. TC, it was TC that asked for it, eh? Yeah, so I hope that helps, my man. Again, something new for myself to push me, so it would be something good to see how well the analysis would play out. But this is what I would look for that, for oil then. Just because you have had that nice push, it is a very strong area, as you can see on support. So you basically held over here, tried to push back down, and that's the area also we pushed, finally broke above to then continue to make the new high. As we can see, high, 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 low, high, 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 low, high, 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 low, new higher high. So I think this would be a perfect area, and it wasn't retested. So the fact now you can have your almost your pullback to come down over here would be perfect. And as you can see, we are getting actually very, very close to that pivot point. So for me, like I said, either off the pivot, or I'd rather wait just for that come up above, break above, retest the box area, similar to like something like this, break it, close, and there you can take it from there. So that is what I would look for. So let's see, what are you guys talking about here? PayFX, what support and resistance indicator, brother? So we did mention it a few times, but we'll just quickly go back. Let's just go to gold, just so we can show you here quickly. If we look here, so there you got weekly pivot, weekly support, and that would be weekly resistance over there. So on the 4 hour, we mark out the weeklies. So R1 would be there, pivot would be here, and support would be there as S1. You can see them. So basically on the 4 hour, you can see, I'll do it for you. You take the R1, I'd mark it out with a line across the whole screen, so it's clear to me. Why is this mouse not moving? There we go, the color's already red for me. And I would go weekly res. So that would be it, my man. That is how I would mark out weekly res, weekly pivot, and weekly support. That is off the 4 hour. Keep that one in mind. Then you could have your daily pivot points. So that would be on the daily, and then you have your 15. Sorry, I don't use the daily. My daily pivot points is on the 15 and the 5, no matter which one you use. Sorry, scrap that. That was my mistake, not the daily. So as I said, it's a new thing I'm actually backtesting and working into my things, but that is how I work that out. If you're talking about the support and key levels, those are areas I mark out myself, so off a daily and a weekly. So again, like the daily key level, again, simple. You should see it off the eye straight away. You can look on a daily candle and you can see it is quite an impactful area on the market, hence why we'll call it our key levels. So that is that one for you. And then moving on, thank you, you nailed it. Appreciate it, my brother. No worries, thank you. So yeah, I think that is everything for now. Could you also search for, what is that? Ricochet, what things are you asking for here, my man? You guys forget, like I'm an ex-rugby player, so I'm not always the brightest in that aspect. So I don't know if this is a joke or something, if I'm not catching it, or if that actually is something that's a currency pair or a future or an indice, I don't know. So yeah, at this point in time, I don't know what you are looking for here, that the fact the guys are laughing at you. So Lowell's directed at TC instead of oil. Yes. Oh, okay. No, I'm with you. Okay, guys. So none of our alerts seem to have gone off. So basically, at this point in time, it is a waiting game. So I think for now, how's you guys' week been? You guys catch any good trades? Anything play out nicely for you guys? I'd love to hear about it and keep up with it. So yeah, I think if we'll probably maybe give it a few more minutes. We are already past 11 o'clock, so we'll just wait and see. If it probably maybe gets to 20 past, even 25 past, if nothing happens, I think we can call it there for the day, guys. We obviously have our inside event today, with Jay being live in the house. So for those that aren't going to be there, you don't want to miss it, but we will drop a little bit of content, I'm sure, some photos and videos to get you guys excited for the next one. But again, reminder, next week we've got G in the house, Mr. Garen Hull. So he's a very, very low-key trader, but very, very good, guys. He's mentored quite a few of the big boys that you actually know of today. You just don't know he was their teacher. So we'll keep that one in mind. But yeah, give it another few more minutes. If nothing happens, I think we'll call it a day there. Also, guys, I want to just say thanks again. We appreciate it for the love. I think today we hit our all-time high on our views, so that's actually very, very exciting. So yeah, we'll just keep that up and see how that runs. So otherwise, guys, hope you guys have a good day with the trades. Keep it safe. Like I said, you should have some clear, smooth sailing moving forward, but it definitely some big stuff coming next week. And like I said, yesterday's news, for those that don't really understand fundamentals on how to look at it, it's actually been a very, very good thing for us. So markets will move a lot more nicer, respect areas a lot more, and just be a lot more smooth today. And there won't be that constant manipulation in the markets, if you want to call it that. But yeah, next week should be a very, very good trading day. And again, for those, I missed US City. Oh my man. I feel bleak for you. I actually missed it as well, funny enough. So at the time I was talking to Chris about it, and we obviously marked that area out, and like I showed you how perfectly respected it, but I was in that GJ trade when it happened, so I didn't take it. And then funny enough, where was it? Yeah, I took a sell yesterday. So what time? Yeah, literally, yeah. So I took this trade yesterday. We came back up, we retested the daily pivot. I sold this, yeah. I closed, I'd say probably about, yeah, I think it was just after like halfway of the previous candle. I closed off here. And then I still said to Chris, I knew this thing's going to take off now. The fact that we weren't taking out the lows, if you can see this, we kept holding support, it was going to continue the move up. But again, I actually hit my weekly target for the challenge. We did double up this week, so it did just go without me, and we had to watch it go. But again, guys, it's not the end of the week. The fact we did break away now, that allows so much possible options for next week. The fact we could still have a quick breakaway somehow today, get up there, pull back, or we could break above this, and you got all this. Look at this, guys, all of this. Yeah, there's the next weekly point. So next week can be a very, very good week for us if the markets are nice today. So just looking at it now, it is 20 past, guys. I think we're going to call it there. There is nothing that looks like they are even close to our points. So yeah, you guys have it marked out. I pumped a scalp sell on New York Open. There we go. Yeah, no, it was a bit brutal yesterday as well. Yeah, where was New York Open? I think that was just before my trade. Oh yeah, so you caught the previous bearish candle there, Jason. Nah, so you should have killed it yesterday then, my man. If this is correct, if this is the candle you sold off of, then should have been a beautiful, beautiful trade then, my man. Well done on catching that. But yeah, guys, let's just keep in mind, like I said, you do see this area, 34.77 entry. Oh, beautiful, my man. Beautiful, beautiful trade. No, beautiful. So I think, guys, yeah, we're gonna call it there. You guys can see this, yeah. You guys need to go back and look at it, mark it out if you want to. But if I had to trade today, this is probably something I'm gonna look for. A little bit of a pullback and continue up now that we have broken away. So either if we close below, we can go down to the pivot and even down back to support, or we're gonna close back above, retest here like we did, close above, and continue this momentum up, because we do need to break this previous high. So yeah, guys, that is it for me. I hope you guys enjoyed the trade today. I hope you guys enjoyed the breakdown. A little bit of a change, but it was fun. I enjoyed being here, so I'm sure you guys will see me a bit more often, especially with some things to come in the future. Unfortunately, we didn't get to take a trade live today, but don't you worry, we will in the future. But I think it was a bit of a nice change. You guys got to see my markets. Hope I can drop a few bangers for you guys. But yeah, no, I appreciate it, guys. So No, I really appreciate it, guys. So don't you worry, I will be back. I'm never far away. So have a good one. Trade safe and peace and love, guys. Where is